Hey up! Is there anybody there? Yay! Black Lines is there. You alright? How are you doing? Why am I clicking on there? I have no idea why. So apparently, someone thought I was doing a live stream. So I guess I should have jumped on to do a live stream. Yeah. There's only a couple of people here. Judge and Black Lines. How are you doing, Black Lines? What have you been up to this week? Have you had an MRT this week, or was that last week? Stu, please state the nature of the streaming emergency. Apparently to fill in time. Yeah, I weren't going to do one. I suppose if Rob's not doing one and Mustard's decided to stop, then reporting for duty, sir. Everything cars, greetings. Hope you're having a lovely day / week. Star Trek reference, just in case I sound like a mad lad. Star Trek, we were talking about Star Trek yesterday, weren't we, Judge? So I don't know whether, I assume, Stu, that you watch Picard. But me and Nudge are quite like Picard, but I've noticed there's a few people sort of knocking it. And it seems to be that whatever thing it is, whatever sort of pop culture type program it is, there's always a few fans that just knock it all the time, literally, whatever they do, it's rubbish. Star Wars fans seem to be the worst ones. They'll religiously say that the original 3 films are the best, and they're quite evidently not. The flipping, even the lightsaber fights in the original ones are just pants compared to the newer stuff. So they need to move with the times, get a grip. Urgh, shaking fist at people having opinions. I hope there's a cat in here and it's not a ghost. Cat. Cookie. No, gone. Where did we get to? Blackline says, well, he got his wife's flaps removed. Or swirl flaps. That still sounds bad. Underscore asked in a very underscorey way, can I pop anyone? Oh, actually, he didn't, because he didn't put a question mark at the end. Matt, you've not put a question mark, so what you've just done is gone, can I pop anyone? Which is a bit more sinister than can I pop anyone? But we'll let it ride. Bad Box is here. Good evening, Mark. He says, what's happening? Yeah, good question. What is happening? I'm leaving it up to you guys to tell me what's happening, because I've literally got nothing prepared except loads of some tabs. There's one here that says 20 amazing car jokes. And I'll read you one now. When I wrecked my last car, I solved the mystery of whether or not a Mercedes-Benz. That's funny, isn't it? And then there's a gif of that lass from Hunger Games laughing for some reason. Weird. Stu tells Black Lions a great day for flap removers, the UK over. So many flaps being removed right now. It's into a good time to be alive. Although it does leave that sort of genitalia mutilation question bobbing about there. Simone from Hooked on Classics, one of our community channels, says howbie. I'm assuming that's some sort of way of saying hello. Kind of cool. Underscore, check you out. Mustard playing your warm-up act. That is a very good point, Matt. I am obviously rising in the ranks of YouTubers. Let me just check how many subscribers I've got. Maybe I've got like tons and tons of subscribers now. Let's have a look. Where does it show me? Here we go. I still can't see where it shows me. Where do I see how many subscribers I've got? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's gone up by 1 since earlier. 223. Check me out. Look, I only need another umpteen thousand before I can even think about seeing what my watch hours are. Simone is making noodles. Now, that is interesting, Simone, because watching Paul's stream, which I'll talk about in a second, made me hungry, and I considered going to get in some super, well, they're not super noodles, there's some other Cupo noodles or something. But it's the same brand as I've got the Penny. But I got diverted, and I got some wine instead. So I didn't get noodles. I got wine. I don't think noodles would be a very good food to be eating while doing the stream. It'd be a bit noisy. It'd be like slurpy, slurpy, slurpy. I can't even keep up with these comments. That's what they are. I can't even keep up with these comments. Matt points out the question mark is implied. That reminds me of of Everybody Loves Raymond episode. I can't remember what it were that he says now. But yeah, there's a bit where he goes like, the goodbye is implied. I like Everybody Loves Raymond, and now I'm just talking gibberish. So Blackline says, my Audi crank pulley needs replacing, so I'm daily in the Celica at the moment. Ooh, now then, daily in the Celica. Are you doing videos on that, Blacklines? Because that'd be quite cool, actually. Or you should do like a summing up video at least, something like that, lest it blows up. I hope not. What engine's in it? I can't remember, Blacklines. Is it a turbo or is it naturally aspirated? I can't remember what they had in them. Apologies. Call him a library book and check him out. Nice one. Ivor Howard. Hi, mate. It's my birthday Saturday. Well, then, congratulations and happy birthday for Saturday. How old are you going to be, Ivor? I can't remember how old anybody is. I have had enough trouble remembering people's names. Yeah. It was quite cool when you forget sort of people's names and stuff, or when you don't know them at all. Like we met Pure Evil on Sunday, and now I can't remember the name of his companion's channel. Is it Dipco on cars? Anyway, that was cool, and now we're already subscribers to them, and I didn't even realise. So that's wicked stuff. Dick Dastardly asks, "Are you the Simon with the orange and pink hair?" I'm a little bit. There's a little bit of purple still in there, but yeah, it does need dyeing again. I've never dyed it orange. It's always been pink, but when it starts to fade, it looks like it's orange. Pink or blue or purple or like greyish. Greyish is sort of fades away so fast, and you have to proper bleach your hair to do it. Hair talk. 58 Ivor, young whippersnapper. Have you got anything planned for your birthday? Simone says, I'm really cheap. Don't put yourself down. Oh, you mean you talk about noodles? I put noodles from a packet, your super ones, in a bowl, and then I get a tin of soup. Your choice may vary. And I pour it all over the noodles and microwave it for 6 minutes to occasionally. That's actually some next level cookery skills there, because that's pretty much like, oh, what's that? Vietnamese thing. That's like basically soup with noodles in it, isn't it? I mean, obviously not. Vegetable soup might work. Oh, making me hungry again. Where we gone? Blackland says, no, mine's a baby sleek, unfortunately. It's the 1.8 VVTi engine. 143 is not bad for a car. It's probably. I wonder how close it is to MGTF for like power to weight. Can't be far off. Alright, okay, VVTLI. They do love the little acronyms, don't they, Japanese car manufacturers? 192 is quite good out of that. Dick Dastly says his grey hair doesn't fade me. Yeah, this bit's just grey constantly. But if I can kind of dye this like a grey blue colour. Blackline says he's 44 this year. Don't be so silly. 44 is no age at all. Not in this day and age. There was times back in the day when 44 would be a good innings, but not anymore. We don't have disease or predators much anymore. Well, not the kind of predators that'd kill you anyway. Oh, there we go. _ Matt, one of our yet to be community channels, but I hope to encourage Matt when I meet up for him to do a bit of vlogging, to encourage him to have a sit down talk one-on-one session that I want to video, and then I am more than happy for him to reverse the roles and him introduce his own bit of video, and I'll answer questions or do comedy skits or whatever you want to do, Matt. If you want to try something, I'm quite keen, quite happy to take part in that. Obviously, you can use all my gear and we'll set stuff up and whatever. But if you want to have a go, have a go. It'll be groovy beans. Oh, for the editing and stuff, I can send you all the footage and stuff, so you need to work out a way you're editing it and stuff. You strike me as the kind of person that's got a computer, at least. But I should read out your message sometime. So Matt says, if you have a hip replacement, you can't drive for about 5 weeks. Sadly, I can't get my hip done yet due to family commitments, because I think it would be a good opportunity to let YouTubers review my car as a daily driver. Yeah, that's a good idea, that, Matt. See, the problem with me reviewing a car as a daily driver, in fact, scrub that. I was going to talk absolute nonsense. I was going to say the problem with me reviewing any car as a daily driver is my journey to work is literally, I go 2 miles away from our house and then I'm literally just stuck in a traffic queue until I get into Sheffield, and then there's like about half a mile of me avoiding traffic. But it's more of a daily driver, is more of a using it everyday thing, not necessarily using it to go to work thing. So good point. That'd be good. I'd be up for. I'm definitely, as you know, I'm definitely up for driving you streetwise, because I would definitely want to review that thing. Have Howard getting my Citroen Sunday? Have you told us what Citroen you're getting, Ivor? I can't remember. It's not a DS3, is it? Because I love them. Ross is here. Well, this is weird. Woke up for Rob, got mustard, and now got Trollmaster. Welcome, Ross. Is this the first of my streams that you've been on? If so, I apologise. And if it's not, I apologise more. Matt says, welcome to the Twilight Zone. And Simone says, bonjour to Ujudge. If anybody needs to know, and you don't need to call her this, but her name's Julie. She just picks random usernames that have got J and U in various formations. Gaz on a Trike informs us that he likes a Twiglet. I have a packet of Twiglets in the cupboard. I bought them because I thought that Julie might like them, because they're a bit like some French snack thing that I've had before. But she doesn't, and she turned her face inside out when she ate one before. So they're in the cupboard for me to eat when I'm either I've had a drink and I don't care that they taste like crap, or I want something to offset some other flavour. Judge says bonjour Simone, and then she's got a smiley face, a wavy hand, a sun, and is that a dodo? What a weird emoji. Underscore says he's up for having a laugh. Cool. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that, dude. That's what we do. We'll do that then, Matt. We'll when we get together, we'll do some random filming stuff, and you can be in charge and see what happens, see what we get. Feel free to write skits or give me scripts or whatever. We'll do half it, me pissing about and filming stuff and asking you questions and filming your car and stuff, and then other half you can be in control, and it can be anything. No nudity there. I charge for that. Oh, you're currently running a Chromebook. Does it have a slot for an SD card? And there'll be other ways of me getting footage to you anyway. Simone brings up some very interesting information there. She says, oh, and while I'm doing this, if Matt, if you can tell me, is it 11 that Boat is streaming or is it 10? Just let me know. Simone says, if you get a boob job, you can't lift a kettle for 12 weeks. Does that depend how big the boobs are? Because like you might not be able to reach around them. Scary boobs. Rover Joe is here. Greetings, Rover Joe. Hope you've had a good week so far. I saw you you're welding on. Where did I see it on? Was it on a YouTube post? I can't remember. Good job. Good welding job there. It made me start looking at welders. I don't know why. Don't need anything welding. But yeah, you can get one of them MIG welder thingamajigs quite reasonable prices, can't you? Matt says, seems to have to keep the car off-road for 5 weeks when people could use it for content or even to see if they like the car for their future purchases. Yeah, good point, Matt. Maybe Rob would borrow it, but then you've got to leave it on road. And if I were borrowing someone's car, I'd put it on a driveway. Well, that's that then. Hooked on Classics. I'll stay busty. Oh, Ivor says it's a Citroen C1. Oh, yeah, you did tell me. Cool. Let us know how it goes on. That's another car, like the C1, the 107. What's the other one? Is it the City Go? No, that's the Volkswagen one. Thingamajig. Toyota Igo. Yeah, I won't mind driving one of them. My friend's got an Igo, and they've had. This is the second one they've had, and they must have had Igos for past. When did they get the first one? Yeah, they probably had them for about 8 years at least, and yeah, they seem to like them. It's definitely not the kind of car I'd get. Not the ones they get in anyway, because they kind of pay like top dollar, and then after 3 years or 4 years, give it back and get another one. So. To me, it makes more sense for him to buy a car outright and run that rather than paying so much a month. But they seem to like it. Yeah, they must want a small car. It's a bit weird because my mate's into cars to a certain extent anyway. So I wouldn't have thought a Toyota Aygo would be his go-to choice if he's only having one car and he can afford to be paying like 200 quid a month for something. But people are people. They have different choices and likes, don't we? Where the bloody hell did I get up to? Julie, not one of our community channels because she's not very community minded. In fact, she's quite evil. Laughs at Simone. Ha 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 ha, like that. Woo! That's That's how Julie laughs, that. And then she tickles her beard. And then Julie points out that Twiglets are vile. Well, maybe Twiglets don't like you either. Maybe you're vile to Twiglets. Ever thought about that? Maybe Twiglets are quite nice, but then as soon as you put them in your mouth, they excrete a foul taste to stop you eating them. No, Rover Joe agrees. They taste foul. Or maybe Rover Joe, Twiglets don't like you either. And maybe exactly the same thing that happens to Julie happens to you when you eat Twiglets. Gaz on a trike. When I say I like Twiglet, I mean just the one. 2 is too much. At least Gaz gives them a try. Julie says they smell and taste like someone has burnt wood and sprinkled it with charcoal. I mean, burnt wood is charcoal, but I know what you're saying. Black Lines joins in the Twiglet talk. Twiglet news. Do. Twiglets are awesome. If you have a friend with leprosy, free tip. Yeah. Carl Davis is here. Greetings. He says, what's up with all these random live streams tonight? I know, right? It was supposed to be Rob, but he's had a nightmare of a day commuting to Londiniums. So he's not streaming tonight. Then Mustard jumps on and does an impromptu curry cook-off, which was quite good. And then stops, and I swear I heard someone say, I think Simon's streaming, but I weren't streaming. But then nobody was streaming, so I thought I might as well stream. Might as well fill in the gap left by another. But thank you for joining, Carl. How's your week been so far? With it only being Wednesday, that's not a very good question, is it? How's your half of week been so far? And pray tell, Carl and everyone, what has been your favourite meal this week so far? So from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what's been your favourite meal you've had these 3 days? Underscore confirms it has an SD slot in his Chromebook. So it is Chromebook. So yeah, that's cool. We'll be able to just transfer stuff over straight away from there then. Got over it. 11th about it tonight, cool beans. And Ross says to Matt, if it's available for 5 weeks, don't let it go to a certain barn in Wales. It'll come back running like a burst bag if the infidel starts fettling. Yeah. Have they fixed the Belingo yet? What were it called? Oh, I can't even keep up with the names. Bob's the Trailer. Bella. Have they fixed Bella yet? Because obviously there was something else wrong, because it's just loads of bits for them. Rover Joe says, thank you. I did some more yesterday. I'll have to show you. Yeah, pop them on a YouTube comment on there. Get your community going. And did you manage to weld the teacher's car to the fence yet? That's the ultimate goal. I can imagine it's quite therapeutic as well once you get into it, Joe, because it's kind of. I want to do like I've been on about doing like a modern art sort of thing, a bit like Paul did with the Simon the Sentinel thing, but I want to do something different with sheet metal and wire. But yeah, I want to get something built, some weird thing. I'd quite like, like a big fake satellite canopy. Like the pods that drop to, like a big fake one of them just outside at garden, but then make it so you can go inside when it's raining and stuff. That'd be cool. Ivor Howard says, how can I send you a picture of my car? Are you part of the ProjectMGTF Facebook group, Ivor? Because if you are, you can just stick it on there. Yeah, you could put it on there. Or ping me on Facebook. Simone comes through for me. Thank you, Simone. I'm so glad that Simone's around. Me and Simone. Hang on, I can't do that right. Simone says, I like Twiglets. So there you go, all you people that don't like Twiglets. Yeah. Mark says, I had a DPU trends contractual operation on my hand. Couldn't drive for 5 weeks. What's that, Mark? Explain what that one is. It sounds like something to do with your tendons or something. Pingu Concord is here. Greetings. It says boogies, Sir Simon Trollhunter. Thank you. Underscore says Big Mac. Big Mac. Big Mac. Hooked on Classic. Simone says, I tried a Chromebook but kept getting metal polish on the pages. Simone's always in there with a one-liner. She's kind of snapping at the heels of Matt for the classic one-liners from Simone. They're like you should combine powers. You should combine your powers and become the ultimate one-liner combo. And then everyone's saying hello to Pingu, which they should do. People should say hello to Pingu. So I've got a bit of a story to read out while I'm at the bottom of the Dewberry What's It comment thing is. I just want to know what people think about this. So I'll read you the story out. I mean, I should get StreamYard sorted out so I can actually share screens. That'd be useful for you to be able to see what the hell I'm going on about. But I'll do my best. So this is an article from Autocar. So UK company reveals 6-wheel drive EV battery fire response truck. Yorkshire firm's 6-wheel drive high load, that's Toyota, isn't it, can reach tricky areas with its radical direct injection firefighting tech. So just a headline from that to me is like, that's showing that EV cars need specific safety equipment from fire response people to be able to deal with them. So surely we're already at a point where safety is not really being met, is it? If an EV car battery or truck battery or whatever sets on fire, it's pretty much out of control straight away. There's not really much you can do with it other than try and cool it down. But obviously, if you're not there to cool it, if you can't do anything to cool it down, it's just gonna pop basically. So I'll read the rest of the article. A British company has revealed a new rapid response vehicle for combating EV battery fires, hosting radical new firefighting tech that promises to be more efficient and faster than existing measures. York-based ProSpeed's new high-load fire engine carries an innovative new flame battling device called why would you even give it a name? The Cold Cut Cobra. I mean, I'm assuming cold cut because it's got high pressure cold water, and Cobra because it'll be on some sort of weird hose. Hello, I'm a cold cut Cobra. Some weird hose thing, which uses abrasive material suspended in water that's injected into an EV's battery casing at 300 bar pressure. 300 bar of pressure. And then they go on to tell us that's more than 100 times the pressure of the air in a typical tyre. Like that makes any difference. Like nobody knows what 30 bar of air pressure feels like. You don't feel it in a tyre, you just see your tyre. Irrelevant! Due to the involvement of lithium, which is sensitive to high temperatures, EV battery fires need covering with thousands of litres of water to cool the battery. Oh, it's Jack. Jack's listening. However, with this new direct injection system, the Swedish Civil Contingencies Agency has showed that 240 litres of water is enough to stop the spread of a flame from one battery cell to another. I'm going to challenge that in a second. The system has been developed in order to prevent thermal runaway occurring when the energy contained in the battery cells is released and serves to increase the spread of fire. This becomes a major issue in enclosed spaces such as multi-storey car parks, where roof height is limited and existing fire engines can't access the scene of the fire. See, there's a point there as well. To charge an electric car, you've got to be inside. And where's the worst place to get to a fire? When it's inside. So, yeah, it's already off to a loser start, isn't it? Now I want to go back and challenge this bit. I'll read it again and then I'll put my idea in there. So it showed, the Swedish Civil Contingencies Agency showed that 240 litres of water, so rather than, what was the other bit? What he gave another bit. I said, he just says thousands of litres. So rather than thousands of litres of water, they've done some research, and it showed that 240 litres of water is enough to stop the spread of flame from one battery cell to another. Now, that might be true. They might have done that experiment and realised or seen a way where you can stop the spread of flame from one battery cell to another battery cell. So I don't mind. I can imagine they've done that, but that they've just, from the words that they've used there, that doesn't make me think that that's something that would work in a real life situation or all real life situations, because that's the important thing. It's all right to do an experiment and it work under controlled environments in a specific way that it stops the spread from one cell to another. That's brilliant. But that, I can guarantee that the way that they've done that will not be representative of all the different sort of situations they're going to find themselves in, different size and shaped batteries, different environments that they find them in, different ways of getting the water to that battery cell. There's loads of things in there. So it's good that people are looking at these sorts of things, but then when you read articles like this, the way I do it, I'm always looking at what the weak parts of what they're telling you are. I'm kind of reading between the lines in a way. Like if somebody's done some research, what details are they giving you about that research? What are they saying that they did to test it? If they're just saying that they found a way that they can use 240 litres of water, yeah, brilliant. Maybe they just dump the water straight on top on an open battery. You can't do that, can you? And what do root vegetables know anyway? Sweden Civil Contingency Agency. What's next? Turnips telling you how to save energy on your light bulbs. What is up with you, Jack? Jack? You alright? He's fine. And it goes on to say, the York-developed Pro-Speed high-load response truck is a Toyota Hilux extended by 1,230 millimeters and fitted with a third driven axle, a 1,200 litre water tank, and a torque splitting differential using the cold cut Cobra system. 20% of this 1,200 litre tank is used on one fire. Yeah, that still seems a bit silly. Like you won't carry 1,200 litres of water around when you only need 20% of it. And what you're going to do then? You're not going to not fill up for a day, unless you're expecting to have to do like put 5 fires out before you get back. Coming in at 5,600 kilograms, it weighs nearly 3 times the standard Hilux, but stands just 1,850 millimeters tall, which means it's able to access tight parking structures, while its off-road modifications get it to fires in forests or heathland. The high-load is currently being trailed in the Czech Republic, where it's also being used in occupant extraction practices. One example has also become part of an unnamed EV manufacturer's firefighting fleet. Right. One example has already become part of an unnamed EV manufacturer's firefighting fleet. scary stuff. I mean, it's good if we're battling sort of climate change and stuff, but do we need specialist vehicles to put out EV fires? We should just be designing the EV so they don't catch fire in the first place. Or if we get to a point where we can't design EVs that if something goes wrong they burst into flames, then why are we not just binning the whole idea? Well, I know why we're not binning the idea, because we've gone too far down the electric car route now. But, we'll use electric cars, it'll be the answer to everything, and then rules and regulations get put in place, and companies get told they've got to make X amount of this and that, and everything gets geared towards electric, even if it's not the best solution, which I don't think it is, but that's my own personal opinion anyway. Let's go back to the chat and see if anybody's fallen asleep. Where did we get to? Right then. So we've got everybody saying hello to Pingu, and then we've got Skik. Oh, Skik's here. Simone and yourself have similar styles, calm approach. Are you talking to me there, Skik? I hope so. I don't feel calm. I feel mental. Oh, cool. Thanks, Ivor. Are you a member of the Facebook group? Honestly, I don't remember people's names from the Dewberry Whatsits. And I use my phone to stream, so I'll have a look later. Mark says, third finger bent over and got in the way and painful. Apparently, I have Viking blood. Oh, so this finger. This one here. So was that like that tendon then that you had to have? I suppose that's like one of your main fingers as well, isn't it? That, I mean, these two are your main, but that's one of your proper main ones. Simone says, Skik. Oh, I thought Simone, I thought you were saying that Skik was very angry today. Simone was saying to Skik that she was very angry today. I hope she says why later. Pingu Concord says, hey Matt, that's Streetwise Lord. He is. Matt Streetwise is one of the most talked about streetwisers on the interwebs. And hopefully I can help him with a little bit of work, Matt, and improve it. Well, I'll not improve it, but it'll look super cool. Then we'll get you some neons, get you some of them hydraulic suspensions that bounce it about like that. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Underscore. Simone's very quick-witted. I missed the chance to respond or comment on her jokes because of this silly feature that switches from all to top comments. It's true. Oh, mine's on top at the moment. Bloody Nora. It is annoying, Matt. It's very annoying. Dinosaur Dad says like, but I don't know what it is that Ross is liking. Pingu, hey Simone, hope you have had a good week. So does everyone. And Simone says, not bad, Pingu. And then a semicolon and is that a colon? I can't remember. A smiley face. Carl Davies, electric vehicles, in my opinion, will not last another 10 years or won't be the main source of power for cars, etc. Biofuels will replace petrol and diesel. I really hope you're right there, Carl, because if nothing else, the whole argument for electric cars falls flat on its face when you consider how much pollution it costs, it uses, to make an electric car and dispose of the car that it's replacing. The whole thing, I'm sure I read this the other day, I can't remember where I read it. The whole model of car ownership seems to be being taken away. So they're stopping certain types of cars being used in cities, obviously diesel and the ULEZ thing and all that stuff. And then they're encouraging people to get electric cars, but a lot of the time, the only people that can afford them, or the people that can afford them, can only afford them on lease. So then it'll be down to you. It's not your car, you're just leasing it for a bit, and then it'll get even further detached from there where nobody owns a car, they just borrow one to go somewhere and back. Which is the worst thing. I mean, I know this is going to be like a really, really biased chat because it's a car channel and we're car folk. Well, yeah, that's horrible. I can't think of a time. Well, I've just thought of an advantage, but I'll carry on and then I'll say the advantage. I can't think of why we'd ever want to not have cars. Like I wouldn't want to have cars if I couldn't use them. That'd be just silly, just having them sat around, not doing anything. Yeah, we definitely don't want to be in a situation where you can't use petrol or diesel cars at all. That'd be awful. But I did think of a good thing. If there was less cars on the road, that makes motorcycling more enjoyable. Unless it meant more people were bicycling 2 or 3 abreast on roads and hills and stuff, and that wouldn't be good. So Simone comes up with a good idea. Maybe that's what they could do somehow. Maybe what we need is a giant fridge or freezer being towed. Like any car can tow a giant freezer, and all we need to do is make it so the giant freezer goes and eats the electric car that's on fire, and then closes up and freezes it. It's a good idea. You should send a tweet to Elon Musk and see if he's thought about that. Pingu Concourse says hydrogen commercial engines are already in production by JCB. The near future is going to sound steamy. Nice. Yeah, hydrogen. That was the other main thing, weren't it? But I remember something like into the producing the hydrogen in the first place. That's the difficult part on there. But I guess it's the more you're doing it, the easier it's got after sort of researching. I remember they had that hydrogen car on Top Gear, didn't they? It's got to have been 10 or 15 years ago at least. Yeah. Simone, Pingu, I like the hydrogens. I like the hydrogens too. Stu, I always felt hydrogen was the way to go rather than plug-in electric. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the best way to go would be to use a combustion engine, but just combust something that doesn't put out hydrocarbons and that shit. Ross. Yeah. Oh, I've lost it. There we go. Ross says, I really felt Doc Brown was onto something. I feel Doc Brown was on something and maybe onto something. Gaz on a trike. We tested a Lecky bin wagon at work. Turns out we'd need 3 to do a day's work. Not a success. Gaz on a trike. Your comment makes me think that you're someone else, Gaz. Project Nigel is here and he says, hello everyone except Simon, because Simon is a turkey. That's very rude. And Matt says hello to Captain Mustard, whoever that is. Gaz on a trike says evening to everyone. Stu says evening, Captain. I can only assume James May is in the chat as well. Pingu Conco says Harry's Garage has done a few interesting videos on JCB progress in the field. Was that a joke there as well, Pingu? JCB progress in the field. Paul says, I'm still with 2 little girls awake and all excited. See, this is the problem, Paul. What you needed to do is you get them involved in your stream and tire them out. Although they could be experiencing, and you'll know this, Paul, being a fellow muso, maybe they're experiencing the post-gig high, where you do a gig, you get home, you unload all your gear, but then you can't sleep for hours because you're still buzzing from playing in front of people. I've had that before. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Nowadays, honestly, I've been I started a new job last week, and this week's been sort of doing bits of work, but then doing online training groups, like Teams calls and stuff. And honestly, I've had to turn my camera off a few times because I could just feel my eyes closing because they're so boring sometimes. People need G'ing up to get their excitement going rather than just sat there staring at a screen for an hour and a half. But I digress, I say. Pingu Conquer says, my wife agrees with you, Simon. Cool. Yeah, that's because I'm right. I'm always right. Ask Julie, she'll tell you. Ross says to Project Nigel, yes, I'm sure the girls think Simon looks warm and cuddly. Okay. And then Paul confirms that his girls do like me. I think I met one of them at Motorist. I can't remember what your daughters are called, Paul. I apologise. Rover Joe, you will own nothing and be happy. Is that from 1984, Joe? It sounds like a 1984 thing, which we seem to be heading towards. I fully expect to have cameras in trees next. And Matt confirms, as I spill wine on my arm, what the hell's going on? My moustache is grabbing wine and spilling it. Matt says, you're right to say improve. A colour-coded ZR spoiler and a bit of paint on the brakes. Bits like that are definitely improving. Yeah, definitely. But if you're doing the brakes, because it's got drums on the back, I always do them black. Obviously, it's not my car. I can't tell you what to do. But yeah, I'd always do them black on there. I did get some orange brake caliper paint, but it's too much effort. So I tried to do them once, and they came out all patchy, so I just painted over them all black. Simone says, I don't tweet, Simon. I can't fly and don't have a beak. Boom. Paul says, ICEs are still the most efficient. Oh, ICEs. I thought, Paul, I literally just went straight to in-car entertainment there. But you mean internal combustion engines are still the most efficient. But are they efficient? I mean, they're not efficient, are they? Are they more efficient than an electric motor? Because you've not got heat. The main thing that in combustion engines put out is the heat factor, isn't it? That's the thing where they're losing the energy. Yeah. See, it's a big debate, and there's a lot of science behind it, and there's so many other things we can do as well. Electric just feels wrong. If it had been electric from the start, I think we'd have developed certain batteries and stuff to a certain degree, or to so much of a degree that we wouldn't be in the same situation. I have a real problem, and I know battery life's improving, and charging times are coming down, but I still have a problem in spending £200 to £300 a month on a car, where if we wanted to go to Julie's parents, we're going to have to plan 2 stops to charge the car up on the way down. So rather than it taking, it normally takes like 10 hours, including ferry crossing and stuff, we're going to be talking more than that. Because it's not like you can even charge your car on ferry. It definitely don't work in the majority of situations. If your trip to work's literally like 5 miles down the road, and when you get to work you can plug it in, great. Like our work, where I work, there's one at car parks there. It's got charging points. There's only 2. And if you're at work, you're going to plug it in the morning and then unplug it at night. So that means 2 people can charge the cars. Right. I should be on again, but I won't have a microphone. So you'll have to tell me in the chat if you can see and hear me. How many fingers am I holding up? Or I could just ask Julie, actually. Can you see me? Yeah. Can you see me now? Can you see me now? What about now? 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 Okay. What about now? Now? How rude. So I'm back. Sans microphone. Yeah, I didn't realise that my battery were that low. Go! Beginner's stupidity. How many people have I lost? Like, there's currently 7 people. We were at 16 before. Blooming heck. I don't know. But yeah, looks like you can rejoin the live stream. So yeah, that's quite useful to know. You don't have to set up another one. So that's cool beans. Thanks, Ross. Yep, confirmed. Matt says, see if that happened to me, I'd have, and I had a live stream, you'd have a Chucky doll figure on screen for the return. Only a reaction figure, Chuck. The full scale is 400 quid. Blooming heck. Is Chucky from them films? Is it? What was it called? Child's Play, was it? I think. But that moves me on to another topic. 10 of the best car chase movies we've ever watched. So I'm gonna go through. God, they get warm. I'm gonna go through this. Look, there's one of these here. Can you hear me? I'm gonna read through some of these car movies and tell me if you've ever seen them and what you thought of them. So number 10 from 2017 is a film called Baby Driver. Is it the same thing I was thinking about? So apparently, Baby Driver, as we mentioned, is an awesome movie if you're up for some good driving action. One of the highlights of the movie is the bright red Subaru WRX STI doing crazy drifts and power slides that isn't supposed to. It's able to do that because the people in charge changed it to a rear-wheel drive train to allow the driving to be flashier. See, that just seems a bit pointless because I'd much rather see, if they're going to do that, why don't they not just use a rear-wheel drive car? Or maybe because there aren't that many of them. Simon, you've excuse me, you've answered your own question. So that was number 10, Baby Driver. Number 9 is Smokey and the Bandit. I do love that car. Smokey and the Bandit is an action comedy movie at heart, but its scenes with the Pontiac Trans Am that lasted in our minds the longest after all these years. The chase scene in the middle of the movie with the bridge jump remains forever etched in gearheads' minds as an iconic movie scene. So you don't seem to get that anymore. I mean, the Fast and Furious films kind of do that stuff, don't they? Also, muscle car enthusiasts will know that the engine sound you hear in the movie are in fact not from a Trans Am. The director, Hal Needham, thought that the sound of a 1955 Chevrolet Custom would serve better as the Trans Am didn't sound intimidating enough. Nice. Number 8, Vanishing Point. Taking place during the Vietnam War, a car delivery driver, Kowalski, played by Barry Newman, bets he could deliver this iconic 1970s Dodge Charger from Denver to San Francisco in less than 2 days' time. If you think about it, traffic wasn't so bad back in the day, so it was somewhat possible if one tried hard enough. But that's when the trouble starts. Throughout his journey, Kowalski is chased by everything from police cars to a 1966 Jaguar XKE and even a helicopter. Bad times for the lead hero and good times for the viewers wanting 1 hour and 39 minutes of thrills. So yeah, I've seen that one. Number 7, To Live and Die in LA. Never seen it. 20 years before the movie was made, the director of To Live and Die in LA William Friedkin, was going home one night and dozed off and found himself driving on the wrong side of the road. Ever since then, he wanted to somehow put that into a film, and he finally got to do it in this one. What a nutter. Okay, cool. Number 6, and this is one I do agree with, and I'm shocked to see how old this film is, because in my mind it's only a couple of years, is Mad Max Fury Road from 2015. The original Mad Max movies are among the best in the careers of both Mel Gibson and the filmmakers. The director of the original, George Miller, decided to double down and make a modern recreation, and boy did it hit the mark. The whole The whole movie basically consists of an awesome car chase scenes, with some scenes in between just to fill the gap and make it more coherent. One of the best things that sets this one apart from the other great car chase scenes is the visuals. A sand desert has seldom looked more vibrant and characterful in movies. It's true, it's one of the best films I've seen for concept, for the way that they've done the effects, for the cars. Yeah, everything about it is just really, really, really cool. It made me want to buy some silver cake paint and just spray my face and go, "Witness me!" when I was driving around. I fear I may have been arrested if I'd done that. So that's the 10 to number 6. So let's have a look back at the chat again. Cannonball Run, period. Yeah, I love Cannonball Run. Definitely not just because of them sexy big boobied ladies. Simone, maybe babies can drive. I mean, you're not going to see them driving because they're only little and you won't be able to see them above the side of the door, but they could be doing it. Matt says, I think I watched that Baby Driver. Prefer Mini Driver. Skick, Simone, is your email on your channel? Simone, yes, Skick. That was just a small snapshot of YouTuber life there. And because Skick's here, I want to say hello to Skick and ask him how he is. Simone says Vanishing Point is brilliant. I think I've watched that. Well, I've definitely watched it, but I think it's the one I'm thinking of. Skick says Mad Max, great promotion film for Kawasaki. Were the Kawasaki bikes in that, Skick? I have trouble recognising things because they're so modified. Rover Joe says, did I hear boobs? You may have heard the word boobs. I don't know whether you heard the actual boobs. What they sound like? I don't know, maybe. Boobs. Why am I saying boobs a lot? Now Simone joins in with boobies. Let's just branch off a second, right? I want to ask a question. What's your favourite name for breasts? This is a bit of a boaty topic. Put in the comments what your favourite name for breasts is. I'll wait. Up to now Joe said, did I hear boobs? And then Simone responded with boobies. I think the one I say the most is boobies. Or boobs. BEWBS. I mean, I don't say boobs that often, to be honest. I don't talk about boobs with other people other than Julie. And then I'd say titties or something. Or the boobies. Julie, you are the last person I expect to join in this. Boobies sounds best to me. Rover Joe says YouTube may flag us. Laugh my arse off. Well, I'm not monetized, Joe. So, like, I get on some of my videos, I've got copyright flags from using my own bloody songs. So I need to really go on my other channel and sort of fight them. Skick filters in with the Kawasaki news. So Z900 and Z1R, and put them right to the top of in the collector's market. Cool. There's loads of cool bikes. They're like, I still fancy either a twin or a single. Actually, I fancy a single and a twin engined bike. Obviously, they're going to be, the single would be like an older sort of thing. So I don't know what, something nice and oldish, and then the twin. I don't know. I'd kind of want to give a Z400 a go. That's a twin, isn't it? There's so many bikes, and the thing with bikes is like driving. Like when it comes to cars, driving a 4-cylinder car compared to a V6 car is not a massive difference. I don't feel like there's a massive difference to me. But riding a 4-cylinder bike compared to a single cylinder or a V twin or a parallel twin, they've all got different characteristics. And I think maybe it's bikes. It's a lot more obvious that there's differences there, and it makes a bigger difference to how you ride them. So I think that's what I like about bikes. What about you, Skik? What makes you what do you like about bikes? What gives you interest in bikes? Matt says best bike scene in a film was in Hard Target. I don't think I've seen that. Don't get me on bikes again because it's been Northwest 200 and I've not watched it. Yeah, like the whole point I was like looking forward to last weekend was watching Northwest 200, but because it's on BBC iPlayer. Yeah, and I didn't get to see any of it, so I planned to watch it after work this week. But why did I not do it? What happened Monday? Basically, there's loads of it on iPlayer I need to watch. RD250. They're the older. Are they singles? The 250s. They're Yamahas. Is the RD250 Yamaha? GT250X7. Matt says Van Damme kicks a guy off his back. Oh, I need to watch that. What's it called? Hard Target. I'll remember that. I'll put it in the lockup. Simone, my ZZR is a 16 valve twin cam. Totally different than the GS 500 twin I had. Yeah, totally different. Because that ZZR, is it the 600 one? If it is, it's the same as the one my dad had when I had my CBR 600F. My dad's was an X Reg, I think it was. And the thing that I found with that is it was heavy and it was long. So when you were doing like maneuvers and stuff, it was a bit cumbersome. Yeah, call it exactly the same. It was a bit cumbersome, but when you were out on road, like I took it for its MOT for him once, I think before he sold it, and I went for a bit of a rage round, and it was so comfy. It was like, I don't know, it's only a 600, so it's not like epic fast, but it was just easy to go quickly and feel comfortable on it. Yeah, so it was like really, really nice bike on there. To be honest, I'd probably have another one of them. The ZZR 400, I think that was that were a 4-pot as well, weren't it? I think that was one of those where they did a little 4-pot engine. That'd be quite a cool thing. Underscore Matt says Cope swap. Julie says Monday I was knackered. Tuesday we were pickarding, and today we went to see a friend. That is true. Today I went to see an old friend, someone that I used to work for. I was trying to work it out earlier, so yeah, probably 20 years ago I first worked for him, and then I worked for him a bit more when I left another job. So yeah, between 20 and 15 years ago, I used to work at a lawnmower shop, doing mechanicking and stuff and serving in shop and stuff, and it was his shop. So it was a friend of my dad's that we used to go around in classic cars and stuff with. So he had a Ford Pop, and my dad had a Ford Pop. And then he got a Mark One Lotus Cortina, which he's still got, and then he got a Mark Two Lotus Cortina, which he hasn't still got. He had an orange MGB that was nice. Yeah, so he's had quite a few nice things. But he's still got his Mark One Cortina. We went to see him today and see what his Cortina's like, and he's still in pretty much showroom condition, except these new fuel lines in it because they've all rotted away, and it's not moved for 4 years. So it's kind of one of them cars where it's in really good nick, and it's like proper conquest. If you look underneath it, it's like spotless, but it just don't ever get used. He's currently doing bikes up. He's got a what did he say it were? He's got a 250 single something that had not got engine in it. Were it BSA? I feel he said it were a BSA, but I can't remember exactly. And that's in pieces. But frame looks good. And then he's currently doing a 125 Kawasaki for his niece, I think it is. So yeah, he's got his fingers in some pies. But it sounds like he runs shop on his own now and does contracts and stuff on his own a few days a week, and then the rest of the week he spends tinkering about and stuff. So yeah. Oh, my chat's gone weird. What's going on here? Bing, what are you doing? For some reason, my mouse just decided to click on Bing. Random. Where did we get up to? Underscores laughing. Skip says, I had bikes all my life, motorcycle dealer for many years. Now I'm in the skip business. Skip business. Now you could be a good person to know, Skip, because everybody always needs a skip at some point. We nearly hired a skip, but then I was really concerned that we wouldn't be able to get the skip actually where we need it on our drive, and that I didn't want to put it on road because people just dump stuff in them, don't they? Rover Joe, I can't wait to get the 25 sorted for Festival of the Unexceptional this year. I have many jobs coming up I'm looking forward to. Get them videoed, Joe. Get them videoed. Where is Festival of the Unexceptional this year? Is it? I feel like I did know where it was, but I forgot. But he would endorse core swap during bike. Okay, yeah. Well, Matt, Boaty has had 2 bikes. Ask him about them. Underscore Matt used to repair garden shredders. Me too. Quite often the blades were the bit that I'd be repairing, or the motors. There's not really much to them, is there? They're literally just a motor and blades, and that's about it. Julie says French words for boobies: nanis, nichon, science. Nothing as nice sounding as boobies. Ah, le boubert. Le derrière de chest. Simone says I have a Cortina film up tomorrow. Cool, be watching that. Poor Ebles here. I said poor then, not pure. Pure Ebles here. Evening. How's it going, everyone? I'm good, thank you. Hope you're doing good, Andy. Tis Andy. Matt says he prefers quavers to skips. Stu, more of a mini cheddar man myself. Joe, it's same as last night in Grantham. I've lost what we're talking about there. Oh, it's same as last in Grantham. Why did I add night to that? Grantham. Where's Grantham? Let me just Google where Grantham is. And literally, I'm going to type where is Grantham. Lincolnshire. Oh, it might not be that far then. Can we have a map, please? Zooming out to see what we can see. Do we recognise anywhere there? Not yet. Zoom out a little bit more. Oh, Grantham's not where I thought. Ah, okay. Why is there so many places called Donington? What does Donington translate to? Oh, so it's past Newark. Oh, it's not that far then. That might be doable. Might do that. Festival and Exceptional. I've not been to one of them before. I've been to a retro rides. Ross says Skip. You should be called Skip. Good point. Matt, future events like Sunday's Rover Show would be better with a meeting point close to the event to keep us in a more rovery group. Yes, I completely agree with that, Matt. That is definitely something we need to do. So if we do that, next time we're going somewhere, let's do a meetup first. Adam, what did I say? Andy. Sorry, Adam. Yeah, even if we're doing like a Boaty's meetup at a place, let's meet up at Boaty's house, go for a drive round, and then come back. Even if Boaty don't want to do that, if he just wants to go to the place, he can do that. But at least we can meet up somewhere and go around. Or we can make that coffee at that ignition place like our meetup point or something. We'll sort something out. Wherever it is we're going, we'll sort something out. But definitely doing like a meet up and then drive there. That's a good idea. Well done, Matt. Write that down. I need a whiteboard to write stuff like that down. On an unpaid intern. Matt confirms that the gardening schedule is quite basic. I'm rushing these now because I want us to hop off before Boaty starts. Matt says it's about 25 miles from here. That's quite good then. Puriba says good stuff. It's Adam, but close enough. Yeah, cool. I say I'm terrible with names. Once I've spoken to you for 10 minutes, I'll probably forget your name again. Dinosaur Dad, wasn't Maggie T from Grantham? I think you might be right there, Ross. Yeah, Adam, I didn't even know it were you guys that did the YouTube channel with the really cool sort of smooth car footage on there earlier, and that's why I said, "Oh, you missed Henrietta," and he goes, "Yeah, we were too busy talking to you," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." Simone's come up trumps again with some names for boobies. Mamas, jubblies, knockers, chesticles, top bollocks, melons, baps, and norks. Norks is a good one. I think my personal favourite is fun balloons. Stu confirms Norks is a great word. Pure Evil, where's that again? Sounds like it's worth popping up to. Grantham. So it should be cool. Pingu Conqueror, did you enjoy the Motorist more than Grumpy Boaty? I personally did. I like the Motorist. It's kind of... I need to go there when I've got like a day off on bike and stuff, because it's easy to park bikes up in there. It's just a queue for butties and stuff. It's flipping mental. They need to sort that out. I'm going to go off on a rant again. What they need to sort out is better parking. And then the shop, the butty shop thing is just the worst thing ever. It's just a mess. It's always a queue and it's a mess. Matt says, definitely it would have looked better on Sunday if we'd have had more Rovers and less modern cars mixed between us. Yeah, it's just so easy just to say, oh, you're in a Rover if you can park on right or on left. And then other ones, yeah, if you can park on left. Easy. Adam says, haha, given I seem to always be an hour or two late, maybe don't wait for me. Maybe we meet at your house then, Adam. No, now then, what have you done there? You've just set yourself up for that. Gaz and a trike. Rovers still seem modern to me. I do miss mine though. Get another one. There's loads of them about. I've got one, and if I've got one, I weren't really into Rovers. But I wanted a Tourer, and Henne looked great on a big fat wheel, so that's what sold it to me. Well, Boaty sold it to me, but you know what I mean. Joe says Boaty's intro is so funny, and I don't know why he always crease up when it comes on. Yeah, his George Rogerbotty thing. He's not used the George Rogerbotty tune that I did for a while. I might use it as a play out in a second, actually, if I can find my. Oh God, what date did I put it on? Doob 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 doobs. Bear with me 2 seconds. Oh, here we go. There we go. I'll play that in a bit. I'll play that at the end. We'll play out with that. Just for you, Joe. Just for you, I'll play you my George Rogerbotty song that Boaty used a couple of times, and then I don't know whether he's deleted it or whatever. Where did we get to? Where did we get to? Poor Evil says, Sato was a lot less busy at the motorist. I went both days. Oh yeah, I saw in the video that there were 2 days. Yeah, I'm going to go up on bike. So you're in the MGTF group, aren't you? I'm going to start, when I go places, I'm going to start posting it in the Facebook group a couple of days before so we can try and plan it. In fact, I might even set events up. And then if loads of people start going, I can like, if we're going to motorist, I can sort of try and book like a parking space, because you know that's crazy, isn't it, expecting to have a parking space. Pingu points out 2024, year of the Streetwise. It is true. Oh, okay. All right, Adam. So the YouTube channel's all dibs a prep project. Cool. Yeah, it's really cool. I want to, next time I meet you guys, I want to ask, I want to have a look at her equipment and see what gear she's using. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean. Underscore, I felt quite bad for being one of the people responsible for talking Boaty into going on Sunday. I don't think he had fun. I don't think Boaty. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he enjoyed it, and I'm sure he enjoyed meeting people and talking to people. Just being a chauffeur. Simone's listening to Metallica. Nice. No, Pingu, there was a problem with the guy. Like, it was like so difficult to tie down to being able to go and view it, so nothing happened. Right. Roger, what you should sing the track. Ah, perfect. Perfect, Adam. Thank you. So using a GoPro 10 and filming at 24 frames per second, or maybe 120 and slowing it down. Yeah, it's super smooth. I don't think I've got anything that goes that high. I'm gonna have to have a look on my. I've got a drift camera. I need a gimbal as well. I need to be a gimbal. Right, I'm gonna go now. So I'm gonna play you out with the George Rogerbotty song. Yeah, and have a good evening, and I'll see you in 6 minutes on Boaty's stream. So thank you for joining, people, and have a good one.
Mr. George Rogerbotty, Mr. George Rogerbotty is our friend, the kind of friend you see once a week in a yard. Mr. George Mr. George Rogerbotty. Mr. George Rogerbotty, Mr. George Rogerbotty, Mr. George Rogerbotty, Mr. George Rogerbotty, Mr. George Rogerbotty. Look at his face and remember his name, Mr. George Rogerbotty, Mr. George Roger. Mr. George Rogerbotty, Party. Oh, it's Mr. George Roger Party. Roger Party. Mr. George Roger Party.
Good night, everyone. Take care.